Here he is, the billy goat I'm going to be using to breed my girls this year. He's called Albert, he's 3.5 years old, and he's a pygmy goat like the rest of them. I'm very excited to have him, and I think he's going to have some pretty amazing kids with the girls. So something a little bit different this year. I actually own Albert. Albert's my goat, I bought him, he lives here permanently, and I can use him this year and then next year as well. And I'll go into a bit of detail why, because there was a couple of things that led me to do that rather than just renting a billy goat like I did last year of Percy. In today's video, I want to go over a bit more information about Albert, why I actually picked him and didn't just rent a billy goat, and then I do have a bit of concern about keeping him here full time, but I want to go over that and lay out the full picture in this video so you understand where I'm coming from and what I'm going to be doing with him over the next year. A good place to start is probably why I picked Albert and what I like about him and why I've got him specifically. Now if you look at him, he is huge, he is quite big, he's a bit bigger than I would have liked, but I really like his colours where he's obviously quite white and then has some brown patches. He is quite yellow, but that's just because he's a billy goat and he weaves all over himself. And I'm quite excited to see if we just get brown and white babies or if we get a mix of everything else, because if you see Brian, he's completely different to both of his parents, so who knows what can happen. Since my last video, I've had a kind of revelation about Albert. He's a billy goat, he's disgusting, it's kind of what you expect. They wheel over themselves, they smell quite bad. But if you look past that, he's insane. He is actually so cool, and just that is enough for me to keep him. But the fact that he's going to be fathering all the kids is very exciting as well. So Albert's got a good track record of fathering healthy, good kids, and that's kind of what sold me on him, because it was either him or I think brother or something similar who was like a brownish sort of ginger colour, and he was very good at escaping. Literally, I turned up to pick up Albert and his friend just jumped straight over the fence and just ran off to some different goats that were at the farm, so I'm quite glad I've got him instead of the other one. This is wild to me, this is really crazy. I bought Mavis and Clover from this one lady who lived in like Exmoor somewhere in Devon, and I brought them home, pretty cool, and basically I then picked up Albert from somewhere in Somerset, which again, a pretty long drive for me. So I sent a video of Albert or some photos to the lady I bought Mavis and Clover from, and she was like, no way, I recognise him. I'm like, okay, well, it's a goat. It could, I wasn't really believing it, you know, I wasn't believing it. And then she showed me a picture of him, and it's not really the same. You can kind of see similarities. I think he was called Elvis at the time when she had it. And she goes, oh, I'll let you know the owner that bought him from me. And she then didn't get back to me, and I said, is it the person I bought it from? And she was like, yes. And that's crazy. So now I know Albert's past two owners and kind of a bit of backstory, because he was very good at escaping back in the day. Here he is. So what he used to do was apparently he would break out and then run around the village that he used to live in, and they would struggle to get him back in basically. But right now he's been perfect and he's behaving really well, and he's just staying nice and calm and relaxed. And I don't know if that's just because he's calmed down a lot now, because he's 3.5, probably almost 4. I think that's probably got a lot to do with it. But he's obviously got a lot to do in this field, and he's got the girls as well, Clover being there. But we'll go and check out the girls in a second. But he's cool, he's really cool, but obviously like a billy goat, he wheezes all over himself and is a bit grim. So obviously we've got Clover here, one of the newer girls, and then we've got Mavis as well. These two are half sisters. If you watched the last video you would know this. But look at her, I love Mavis. She's so funny because she's just tiny and quiet. And look at her face. Look at her. That's why she's so great. But I'm very excited to see how her babies turn out. Hey Mavis, what's up? It's the camera. Oh, she looks like she's smiling. She's so lovely. But her horns have grown a lot since I got her, which is good. Both Mavis and Clover are about 2.5 years old. Albert's about 3.5. And then Phoebe is 2.5 as well, pretty much. A little bit older than the girls. We'll go and see Phoebe now. Oh, they're walking off. So this is Phoebe. If you've been watching the videos for a while, you'll have seen her pretty much in every single one. And she is great. She is the mother of Brian. We'll go check out Brian in a second. And I've had her for 2 years. We've got some things to do with Phoebe in a second, but she's just chilling, eating some hay. She's been a bit weird today. I think her eyes are a bit funny because they're very runny. What's up, Phoebe? But Phoebe's so lovely now. Okay, Phoebe, let's go check out Brian, your son. The wind today has just ruined my hair. I was like, I don't need a hat. But whatever. Anyway, so Brian is the son of Phoebe, like I've said, and then the son of Percy as well. So Phoebe and Percy have Brian, and Brian looks nothing like them. He is very much like, what was her name? Percy's, I think, mum, who was called I want to say Linda, but that is not right. Something like that. I'll have to check. I'll put it on the screen now, but I've forgotten the name, but I've got a photo and I know the name. But Brian is castrated. He's a weather goat. He just lives in here with Oscar. A bit of an update on that obviously in the previous video, but he is doing really well. He's very tiny though, because Percy was so tiny, and I could have used him as a billy goat, like kept him uncastrated, but I think as a weather goat he's just so much easier to look after, because he was a bit wild as a kid when he wasn't castrated. Do what he wants. He just doesn't do what he's told, does he? No. Here's Oscar. It's kind of weird because Oscar and Brian look very similar, but they're completely unrelated. The wind just makes my goats crazy anyway. Like when I had Henry, the wind just made Henry crazy, like insane. But Oscar in the wind is just wild as well. Right, I've got some things to do with Phoebe real quick, and then I want to talk about why Percy smells so bad. It's nothing crazy we've got to do with Phoebe. We've just got to clean her eyes because they're very runny. Phoebe, let's have a look at your eyes. So you can see, well, this side's not actually too bad. It's quite dry and crusty. No. Come back. Come here. It's just this side here is quite like wet and kind of a bit grim. So I want to clean that up for her, so she at least looks a bit nicer. Phoebe. Ew, Phoebe. That is so grim. So an explanation to why Albert is the most disgusting goat ever. I mean, it's the same for any billy goat, he especially is grim. So billy goats like to wheel over themselves. It's like their perfume, right? Their wee is their perfume. It's disgusting, just completely vile. And I was pretty against Albert in a way. In my previous video, I was a bit harsh because he is disgusting, and you don't really want anything to do with him in that respect. So billy goats wheel over themselves, right, for that smell, because the girls absolutely love it. But it makes him go yellow and just look disgusting. And if you stand behind him when the wind's blowing, so if you stand downwind to him, it is the worst mistake you will ever make, because it is bad. And when there's no wind at all, there's like an aura of bad smell. So grim. He is disgusting, but if you ignore the smell, he looks pretty good. Like through the camera, he'll look amazing because you don't have to smell him. Like smell-o-vision, damn, that would be bad. Okay, billy goats on smell-o-vision, just bad. You don't even want to know what he smells like. When they say don't work with animals, it's extremely obvious, because these guys never do what I want them to do. Apart from Phoebe. Well, that's not true. Not even Phoebe. Not even the Phoebe. Look at her. Here she comes. Phoebe. Oh. Why then? Phoebe's great. If you're excited to see how we progress with Percy and how he does and what his kids turn out like, I would recommend subscribing. There's plenty of goat videos here on the channel and plenty more to come as well. Oh, he's walking off. Plenty more to come. Look at him. He's just crazy. Just that. Oh, he's so sick. Oh, off he goes to see his girls, I guess. Now, there is one kind of major concern I have about Albert, and that's just because I don't really have loads of space, which is kind of, yeah, it's not really a running theme, but obviously we've got this field here which the girls are in with Albert, the bigger field, the original one, and then there is a smaller one over there for the boys that are in there at the moment. But space-wise is a bit difficult, because obviously I need to take Albert, put him in with the boys before the girls give birth, which makes sense, so he doesn't just rebreed them. But weaning the kids will become a bit difficult, because the boys, obviously we can wean any boys by just chucking them in the pen with the boys. But Phoebe, oh, look at her. I don't know, she's being a bit strange today. She won't leave me alone. She's been a bit strange. But when it comes to weaning any nanny kids, what I'm going to do is I'll probably have to split this field up with an electric fence or something, or just figure out a way to make it work. Because obviously I don't want Albert either breeding the girls, the like newborn kids, or the girls after, like straight away. So that's going to be a bit interesting, but we'll just have to see how it goes and what happens, because there's a lot of things that can change and that sort of thing, right? Now, I think I probably will have to end up kind of renting Albert out to be used as a billy goat next year, just so I've got a bit of time away from him, so it makes a bit of money for me, because, I mean, he wasn't an expensive goat to buy, but it's just any extra money helps, right? Especially as the goal eventually is to make this kind of self-sufficient with the goats, whether that's to be through selling kids. Obviously renting out Albert helps for a bit of money, or these videos. I don't expect them to do anything crazy, but it's just one of those things. It's fun to make, and they could help out the goats in the long term, so I'm excited. I did want to take a moment to appreciate my t-shirt. Like, so cool. Okay, this is a bit random, but I got this in like New York this year when I went from a thrift shop, so I didn't compete in the lacrosse championships Division 1 in Virginia, So sick though. Lacrosse, I rate lacrosse highly. I've never played it, I'd probably be really bad, but I rate it. Do you rate lacrosse, Mavis? She's strange. Oh, oh. Rah. Your eyes need cleaning. The snout. Look, he's just so... I love his presence is just wild. And how he walks is funny because of all his long hair. Okay, Phoebe's currently eating my t-shirt. Phoebe, look, she's so weird. Phoebe, don't eat my gloves, Phoebe. You're lovely. She is so lovely. And then here he is. Oh, every time I turn the camera around, the other one starts doing weird things. Phoebe, leave a like for Albert if you made it this far. He's cool. Oh, he's giving another Christmas tree a piece of his mind. Hold on a sec. Look at him go. This guy, I mean, having these Christmas trees from last year is great because they've eaten them all, eaten all the bark, and now they're just using to itch, or well, Albert uses it to test his strength. He is lovely though. I'm actually very happy with him. I was a bit unsure, like I liked him, but I didn't really love him because he smelled so bad. But now, I love him. I think he's really part of the herd now. It'd be a shame to lose him, you know. Oh, he's gone. That's gonna be it for today. You know, that's Albert. That's why I've got him. That's a bit of fun with him and the girls as well. And I'm very excited to see how it goes and what happens. You know, what is produced from the kids as well. Okay, well maybe it's just got spooked. Damn, maybe I'll just go bald. You know, maybe I'll just shave it all off. It's becoming an increasing theme where I work. Like people in the office, like weekly, are dropping to going bald. So maybe I'll have to embrace the shave because this wind, it's not it. It's not it. Anyway, I've had a bit of fun filming this. I thought it was going to be a major flop, but if you're watching this, it wasn't in the edit. So, hope you enjoy Albert and are excited, and hope you're as excited as I am for the babies and what's to come, because I think it's going to be so awesome. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. That picture of him in the thumbnail, I actually love that. He's just so silly, but it's perfect.